carrots, known as pickled carrots. Um, I've never made these before, so this is all new to me. Um, I hope you enjoy my live and watch me make canned carrots. I need the tripod. I need the tripod. So I have everything I need. I got vinegar, um, salt, carrots, mustard seeds, pickling spices. I have some apparently, and jars. So basically, what you're gonna do is you have to double up the batches on everything. So if it calls for 1 cup of water and vinegar, you'll have to put in 4 cups of everything. So it'd be 4 cups of water, 4 cups of vinegar, um, and etc. So I just gotta get my tripod ready and I gotta move this in. This is the big canning pot. So after I make the batches, pour them into jars, they're gonna be boiled into here, roughly 25 to 40 minutes, because you just want the tops to seal. So once and then in this canning pot, it wasn't cheap. So uh I'll be going at this in the next few minutes. I'm not getting the cats in the video today.
Yeah, but I scheduled it for like later.
Yeah, but we're leaving at 4:30. Me and Dad's are.
What?
I'm not saying anything like that on the phone, but come on.
Yeah, put it in.
Here, take the phone. You can put it in the shaker. This tripod does not.
It's in.
Push it down a little bit. All right, there you go.
All right.
Okay. You not talking. So I'm gonna cut the carrots up in sticks. I'm using these because like I said, I have 3 pounds of carrots. This is the third pound. So I peeled 2 pounds of them so far. And I'm gonna see. And I have some apparently stuff. Because I remember I put some in the jar when I made the pickled eggs. So I'm gonna cut these in half.
This got really hot in the car. What's on?
So I'm gonna cut these in half.
You make my carrot sticks.
Yeah. I'm gonna make carrot sticks. Carrots. And then once I cut all these up, these things are really hard to cut up.
They look like it.
All right, cut these up. Give them holes like this. Pop these on the bowl. These bowls come in handy. Oh, there's that one.
Ding.
They always cut the ends off the carrots. All right, there's all that far, I think, 'cause they're pretty good sized jars. And these are quart sized jars, so they're bigger. That's why I gotta double the batch up. And then they're basically shelf stable. So once they boil, raw carrots are naturally. Once they're boiled, then they can stay forever. Because what you're doing is you're sealing the top of them, so you don't hear that sound. And then, how much is I want? I could have used the little carrots, like the baby carrots, but those I don't consider canning.
Like the petite ones or something?
They're baby carrots.
Yeah.
They're not called petite. But did you know that those carrots are the inserts of these? There's no such thing as a baby carrot. Baby carrots don't grow. They're actually the inserts of these. So right before you, instead of picking them this long, you pick them that short. So we're just gonna cut these up and, like I said, hope for the best. And I got my wash cat over there, my cookout boy. And yeah, they'll fit. And then once I put these up, I'll start with the brine, they call it. The boiling part's the easy part, and then once those boil, you time them, and then when they're out, you stick them on a paper, you stick them on a like a hand towel, and you put them upside down for like a day or two, and then the next day you can flip them up, and that's when you write the dates on them, and we'll see how they come out. I'm building. I think I feel better. Nope, don't need that one. Okay, and then uh, I figured I'd make pickled carrots because they're one way to get rid of them, and then you can use them for anything.
You had a lot of carrots and you tried to figure out ways to use them.
I knew exactly what I was gonna do with them, but this is oops, that was close up. But this is my first time canning carrots, so we're gonna see how they come out. Okay, couple more. Oh, not bad. All right.
I was gonna order food that
I already ate the glum.
I was just gonna McDonald's get something real quick, but
Can you give me something light? Because my belly started hurting earlier.
I don't know what do you want. I can order something just while you're doing this, so I'll go pick it up.
I just want something else for me. Yeah. And then if these come out great or good, depending on if see the number one ingredient is vinegar. That's what makes them supposed to be better. But uh
Like a birdie out there.
and then this year I'm also doing um so this is my first time doing canned carrots. I pickled eggs, but I forgot the ingredient, salt, because salt makes them not turn brown. So I'm gonna do pickles. I'm doing bread and butters, which those are more harder to do. I'm doing bread and butters and dill pickles this year, and I'm also going to can beans,
What?
yellow beans,
Oh. I was like,
not those type, not the rootin' tootin' bean.
I just wasn't sure what you're talking about.
I don't know how to do those. I'm sure I can put my mind to it, but
Honestly, I was trying to figure out where you were going with that.
I mean, these carrots, they have no taste to them.
You look like a rabbit.
I am a rabbit. There is food here, you know. There's a TV dinner and a Hungry Man. There's one there and there.
Oh,
But they should be known as hungry women, not hungry man all the time. If you want that instead.
I don't know.
I'll go. You're very picky. You don't eat certain food. But she's when so these could sit for like 4 years and still be good. And guess who's gonna be tasting these? Me. But my family, they eat pickled anything. They even eat pickles lamb tongues, those are nasty. I've seen them in store. We'll never eat them. You can go, I got this.
Kind of weird next door.
Huh?
Kind of weird next door.
And then we went for a bike ride. That was a good ride. Not the pickle, not the shade carrot. And then I'll have to make a solution after. Wow, these carrots are hard to cut. Right, little boy. He's taking off. Oh, sorry. All right, so since we have hey DJ, welcome to my channel. So as you can tell, we got the carrots. Those are all done. I'll just have to make the solution. Um so these out. And then so like I said, everything is gonna be doubled up batches. Um, this already has the pickling spice from last time. And oof, so yeah, you just gotta take the dill out. There we go. Throw this out. Gotta keep hydrated too. So it doesn't call for pickling. I mean, seasoning, but I'm gonna put it anyway. And then so right here, this is supposed to seal. So if you go like that, you can't hear the puffs. And then once they seal, you always have to throw these out once the jar is empty, but you can save these. You cannot save these. So there. I'm pretty sure I'll have enough for 4 jars. I'm just not exactly sure, but we'll find out. So I'm gonna see how they come out. You're supposed to. You can pack them in as much as you want. But I'm just gonna see how they work. It's basically this is the same way you would pick for cucumbers. You would cut them in spears, and you would do them just like this. But for bread and butter, you wouldn't make spears with them. You would just cut them up in slices. You would just cut them up in slices. So basically, this way, set up this way. Okay. Then I'll do the same for these. Oop. Sometimes the carrots like to fall down. All right. I don't think I'll have enough for 4 jars, but I was gonna make them as this, and then we'll see how they come out the first time making. Yeah, these are the wide mouth jars, so they're wider. I really don't like the wide mouth jars, but they're on sale, so I bought them. And then here's the last one. Oops, mine's that carrot. You may have to peel more carrots because I don't think this will actually be enough carrots. But we shall see. Come on, little guys. Yeah. Okay, so this is what they would look like when they're packed. Um, this is the little extra. That's gonna be an extra one. And then you have to heat it hot, and then you have to boil them. So you have to like boil the brine they call it, which is the juice that goes in it. You'll and this is an old family recipe. Look, yeah, I still have it. So I got 2 jars. So that's you have to do 2 cups of. And I have little heart shaped ones. See, little heart shaped. I got stuff off. But it was Valentine's Day. I think they were in Walgreens. And then I'll turn you guys over. I'll turn you guys this way so y'all can. And there's a key right there, apparently. And so once you pour this stuff in here, so I'm gonna do 2 cups of vinegar. Okay. That's probably enough for 2 jars. So 1 jar actually, so I'll do 4 cups of vinegar and then the rest will be water. That's that. Whew, sorry, but I cannot read the chat because my phone's on a tripod right now and my partner went to go whistle on mute. So there's like different ways to make this, so coach yourself. Open this up. Usually the salt comes in a box, but I couldn't find it in a box. So, man, I don't know to get out. Just so the people that are new here, I do cooking lives, nature lives, and cat lives, and that's one of my cats. So the other one just disappeared. I don't know where he is, somewhere around here. And then I need 1 teaspoon of salt. Wait, yeah, so 1 teaspoon of salt. I don't put sugar in it because um I'm gonna put 2 teaspoons for salt because you have to double the batch up. If it calls for 1 cup, 1 cup is basically 1 jar. depending on the jars. That's that. Um, I need five. Okay, so I need water. I gotta walk over to the stove. 1 cup. I'm gonna do 4 cups of water as well. And then we boil this for just enough so it boils, because it does boil in the big pot as well. Alright. And there'll be more canning lives as the season goes on from summer. Put that in there. Other seeds I need. So 1 tablespoon of this. And I got yellow mustard seeds. Not last but least, about pickling spices. So once you boil this stuff, all right, that should be good for that. And then you boil it. So you gotta boil everything together. And then it says refrigerate 1 to 2 days, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm actually gonna I'm actually gonna boil them so they stay long. So you boil it to keep the flavors together. You can see the salt in there. So I'll show you what I've done. I'm gonna flip the sheet real quick. So I'll show you what I've done. This is the seasoning, the brine they call it, that goes in these jars. But I really think I should cut up another carrots. I'm gonna shred some more carrots, peel 'em. And then, because I already doubled that, so there's 4 of everything. So that will be 4 jars. Good way to get used to these carrots. And they're called Greenway Farms. This was 4 pounds of carrots that I've done. 4 pounds. And then these. You always want to peel your carrots. And then I'll put this in there. I can just put these off there. Or I can still wrap vinegar. Like I usually skip the sugar because I don't like sweet carrots. Okay. I might just do the whole meal. Oops. Not much of these. I was curious. Those ones are on the same business, so there they are. Kind of hard to hold on to the smallest here. Okay. And then I can just let that and even I won't. And then once they're done, I'll show the final product of what it's supposed to be. Don't need this anymore. Okay, that's gonna work. It's all the funny, all the seed there in right in the middle of the thing. In the middle of the pot. Let me stir this again. Like I said, this is all new to me, so I'm trying something new. This when I do this, I recommend don't cut your fingers. I can put some here. I'll fix this after. Okay. Fruits are probably the easiest thing to make. Cause like the cucumbers, a little difficult to make, depending on what kind you want. The blanche out the it's just not okay. I used to be a chef at the time, so cutting my fingers is not really, but I try not to. Um, I have a few more carrots that's not on. But like there's so much things you can. I just don't can certain things like this year I'm gonna can tomatoes. Um I'm making tomato special. Like, and we're gonna try. All right. There you go. Okay, so that should be good. Let me just fix these carrots. Alright, pack these in. Pack them in. Oh, I forgot one. Pack these in. Sorry, buddies, you don't go out today. There we go. Alright. Like you want them to stand up, like you don't want them to like lay flat. Right? I'm gonna fit the rest in the jar. This is like you can fit your hand in here.
They have to make more carrots.
Yeah. One jar was short, so
Oh,
you're there. So 4 jars of well, I got one more. Otherwise, I make even 4 jars.
hi, baby boy. That was where I make 4 jars. Or these are
Yeah. All right. Don't need that. That's all done. That's all done. All right. All right. What you got a cup again? All right.
yeah, it's David Beckham.
And this is what it looks like when it's done, and my carrots.
So you just put it in the brine.
Ooh, I have to boil it because you can't put nothing. You can't put anything pickled together. So I gotta throw this on. You gonna help me?
Yeah.
Then help me, because people are texting and I can't really like move anybody. Alright, then we have to put water in the pot. So you gotta put water in the pot for it to boil. Hi, baby boy. What you doing?
He came out.
What you doing? He's a good boy. Oh, there's a carrot on the floor. There's a carrot on the floor. A carrot. Oh, carrot on there. So it's this boil, we're going to boils. You throw in the jars, and I'm gonna put the jars on here. I don't burn the table. And we'll see how they come out. Hi, Draco. Just heard Richard. I was just watching. I'm pickling carrots. See, I'm pickling carrots today. I can't pickle the buddies, but I'll pickle some carrots. No pickling kitties. You going live today, Draco?
She told me, yeah.
Oh, because I can't see the chat. She's already leave that, leave that, leave that. Such a fan of her already. You need to come out with me before you touch me. I'm probably not gonna go away, right? Because yeah, I want my kind of fit in it. He sits in it. Yeah, so um all this stuff can go back. And this is everything you use for canning. You're really extract. That's a pretty heavy pot once it's water sits in. I guess it's gonna take a while to boil. And you're gonna, well, and then this is what the canning pot sits on. So you put the jars in here and you lift these up. This rack goes directly in the water, and then this goes on top of the jars. You can boil that for maybe 20 to 40 minutes as long as the jar's top seal. And it's a big experience for everybody. So I'll just put you on the. Wow, move that one. All right, go eat then, because you're in the way. You ain't chatting with nobody. We're gonna. There's Osiris and there's Thunder Buddy. Put you on the buddies for now. Put that on high. This is actually boiling. I might need that thing again. Yeah, I need this thing again. All right, buddy. He's just sitting there helping me. He's my little helper. Yeah, I cleaned my room yesterday. I don't mind cleaning. It's just the pain because you clean and the cats mess it right up again. Or even I do. I need somebody to carrot out. Seriously, want a carrot? He's like, Mom, I don't want a carrot. Oh, that's that boy. You got me a Happy Meal to make some cookies. This was the most special for you, man. Keep us with no, you happy. Look, I got a Happy Meal. It makes me happy. I got fries in here. I got apple. Let's see. What are your first surprise? Look, I get a squishmallow. Is it? We're gonna open it up. We're gonna open it up on camera. I think it's a feetful one. It's a World Cup one. Let's see. Who are you? It's Lindsay 10. Oh, this way. It's Lindsay 10. I don't know what country is from. We don't know, but these are all these are the original um squishmallows. Kind of cool, right? There's your Jordan. I got a drink. I'll drink that after. Doesn't say where Wendy's from. Yeah. Got a squishmallow. All right. Is this stuff boiled yet? It's getting there. Well, it's really, like I said, there's 4 cups of vinegar in here. So it's really strong vinegar, but it says um 1 cup per batch. So 1 cup per quart. So if you're always canning, no matter what you can, you always got to double the batches. So we're gonna do it. Hi, Maisie Flock. I'm canning carrots and that's my helper. He's always in the kitchen and the stove's right there. So, hi, Specs. Specs, I'm actually making canned carrots. Oh, you haven't seen what I have. I got a bigger squishmallow and I got a baby squishmallow. And I called the baby one squishy because it's really squishy. But the bottom is beanbag. I got that at Yankee Candle. And my elder one, he's just big. His name is Austin. Then I got well, they're all avocados or avocados. They're all avocados. So I got three avocados. One's the small one's squishy, the big one's Austin, and the other one's Dave. Dave looks like an actual avocado, so they all got names. And this is my first time making uh canned carrots. So I'm doing canned carrots because I had 4 pounds of carrots and I don't really eat much carrots. Like I like the baby carrots to crunch on, but these ones just taste really bad to me. So I figured I make use of them and just can them. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna boil them because they'll actually stay longer. So in my garden out there, they I'll be canning more throughout the summer. So I figured I'm gonna spice it up a little bit. And sorry, so if I clunk you in the head, I'm sorry. This is the solution to my carrots, and this is the big pot it goes in. And once they sit in, you can boil it, and then you can like write the dates on them. I think she went to go show you my big holy moly, yeah, holy moly guacamole.
I wanted to show her squishy and
Okay,
Austin.
keep Austin out. So this is squishy. See, he's an avocado. He's my favorite one. And then here's Austin, another one. This is my first. Dave was my first one. Austin's my second one. Squishy is my last one, but don't mean anything. So see, and this one has little smiley cheeks. This one does have a smiley face on top, but
Let me find it.
Dave's packed away. But yeah, I love like I don't like guacamole as much, but I love avocados. But they're really rich in fat, and if I eat more than two, they make me really sick. So I can only eat one. Other than my little piglet. But um oh, and not last but least, I shouldn't say this, but I figured why not? I have avocado underwear. So yeah, so that's what I have. Hey, I'm straight honest, man. I don't care, right? And I should put you into a little avocado shirt. I'm just a dorky person, like dorky, funny, I just, if I see something in the store, I'll buy it. Not that I need it. And oh, and I'm a big ducky collector, only rubber duckies. And I got I got coming ducky shorts and I got ducky sheet set. So when I sit on my bed, it's gonna go quack quack. I wish though. So yep, I'm just waiting for this stuff to boil. Oh, he's already boiling. And then the easy part is once you put them in the jars, put the covers on them, and then once the bigger jar goes, you can just stick them in the thing. But these are basically quart-sized jars, and there's 4 pounds of carrots cut up into all these jars, and hopefully have enough solution. If not, I'll have to make another batch of solution, but hopefully I'll have enough. Well, you never know. You'll never ever have enough of anything. But right, Osiris. Yummy.
And I even got honey mustard dipping sauce for my chicken nuggets. That might be really hot. All right, so bring this to a rapid boil. I really have another cutting board. So just be here if I put it on an actual cutting board. And yeah, that's like I did cut up two pounds of carrots, so 2 bags of carrots, and I figured I was short a few carrots, so I figured I'll cut them all up. So 4 pounds for 4 jars, and that's the solution that's in it. It's coming to a. It is boiling. I just want to boil it a little more. And Osiris is being my little helper. What, did you eat a hairball? You eat a hairball? Yeah. Wait, you didn't eat a hairball? Look at you blend into the floor. Look at that. Look at you, handsome boy. He's always in the kitchen with me, no matter what. When I go to Kentucky, when you go to Kentucky, we'll have to visit because it'd be closer to California. And I don't like planes. I'd rather take a train, you know, anything but flying in the air. I'm terrified of flying. Okay, so that should be good. Sorry, you're going worth it, buddy. Putting this on here. You guys can see that, right? I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, I'll be in the way. You can see the steam. Look at that hot steam. Okay. Shut that up and then take this. Like, this is probably gonna be more than, like, it's either not gonna be enough or what, but we're gonna see. Like I said, this is new. I've never baked anything. Oh, sorry, I'm just saying away. And I also got these because I remember you telling me, Specs, that it was hard for you to see. I can touch it real quick. I have these, so they don't come off. They're like, they just don't. So they're really easy to read, and they're little hearts. Um, I should take a smaller one. So I'm gonna take a smaller one because it'd be easier. You always get hair in it, but um, yeah. Like you don't want to fill them up all the way, but and if you run out of like pickling seasoning or anything, you can just add some more. And there's usually you want to fill it up to the rim right here because they do boil. Um, I don't think I'll have enough, so I might have to make more. Kind of pour it in. I'm gonna take my chances. I'm not sure if this would actually work. Oh, you know what? That's what that thing came from. Like, that's what this thing came from. I thought it looked like someone from the Wizard of Oz, but then it looked like campy. So we're gonna see if it works. Okay, there's that. Oop, I need the other one. All right. All right, and I knew I didn't have enough. But I'll have to make more solution real quick, which is fairly easy to make. I like know this stuff in the back of my head right now. It's basically vinegar. So since I'm only making one batch,
since I'm only filling up one more batch, um, only putting in 1 cup of that.
Is running out of like liquid?
Yeah, I knew I would.
How much do you fill it? Like 2 or 3?
I put 4 of everything, but it's never enough. Like,
How does it boiled out? Surprisingly, one small batch.
okay,
Just 1 cup of everything.
there's more. I gotta get my salt from here. Salt and salt and salt.
Don't you consider that it like it no, it like burns out?
Yeah.
You lost like a cup of it by boiling it.
Yep. Okay, do you have a signature sauce?
Signature sauce?
I thought you had signature sauce. And then
Big bag sauce.
put that on, and then you pour some salt in there. Might put it up there for a second.
Do you want it?
This is not bad. All right, then boil that up. And... All right, we'll go from there. I may have to put a little bit more pickling place in here. And they don't look like they're all coming out. Sometimes I don't really.
I don't know if any of you pick the thing you make them spicy. Probably. Yeah.
Um, yes, I do have a pickled. I do have a spicy jalapeno recipe for pickle for like. It's basically the same thing as bell peppers, but instead of with bell peppers, you put the spicy peppers in. I do have a great recipe of that.
That's gonna be a spicy recipe we can send her.
At least did. I gotta put more in here. Yeah, like um yeah, like I got great recipes. Like I make a little bit of everything. I'm just gonna put a little bit. Sometimes I don't measure it just to see. But yeah, so when you make pickled anything, you want to put in these two pickling spices and mustard seeds with anything you pickle.
It's just best like you're not always one to follow directions or follow like exact measurements.
A little bit extra won't hurt you. But yes, I have a great recipe of that. I'm got you in the camera. I got us both in the camera. Yeah, thank you. We thought of that. Well, I thought of that name because like the reason I came up with that Thunder Buddies for Life is because that cat over there, he has a ghost tag on him, and I knew I should have called him Ghost from day one because it's a perfect name for him, but she called him Thunder, and Thunder Buddy just stuck with me. So his tag says Thunder Buddy for Life, and I'm like, okay, then why can't I make my channel Thunder Buddies for Life? It came out great. But wow, that boiled really fast. Holy moly. I just stuck that in there, just boiled. All right. Once that boiled, okay, that boiled really fast. Pour the rest in here. So that's what this thing was for. Couldn't figure out what it was. I thought it was something from like the Tin Man of Wizard of Oz. So, cool. And Specs would know about dog hair. I got cat hair, so you might get a little bit of cat hair in there. Okay. And there you have it. And there you have homemade pickled carrots. Can't guarantee they'll come out, but and another thing. So when you make pickled carrots, these lids are only used once, toss out. These ones you keep because these ones you can reuse, but these ones you can't. Because once the seal pops, they're no good. And then put the lids on. And then it's kind of hard when you touch the jars because they're like really hot. And I have Pac-Man, I got a hold of it. You want to make the jars as tight as you can and they will boil and seal. And then basically, so here's the tip. When you're canning, now bring your phone closer. So when you're canning, here's a tip. When you hear this, that, right? That means they're not sealed. Once they're sealed, this you don't hear anymore. So set that there. Put this on. And then, ooh, so these will come out a bit hotter because water boils faster when it's cold. So these they will be really hot when they come out. And then you tip the jars upside down so everything falls directly down. And then the next day, so they once they boil and once they're all sealed up, you tip the jars upside down. And the next day you tip them back up. And I I have a high tolerance for pain sometimes, so yeah. All right, and then those are all set. Throw this in there, this in there, and then you clean up your mess while you go. All right, and then how do you take the phone case? How do you take the phone off the tripod?
I pull it this way. So I'm gonna smell.
Don't hit the side button. We'll end the camera.
I'm not hitting the side button.
I don't like this tripod. It's too.
Right, it's up. It's off.
My fries are soggy. I don't like them. Okay. All right, now I can see with specs. And I don't know what this is from. It's from the FIFA thing. That's kind of cool. Squishmallow. So that's the final product. And then when they're done, you tip them upside down for the next day, and then you write the dates on them, and you can store them. Let me put these in. Oh, and I'll show you what I got. So this is basically what you use to grip them. You grip them just like this, and then there's one jar, two jar. You just got to have a really strong grip, and I have a really strong grip on these, but you never want to pull them out when it said it holds 6 jars. That was a lie. My things are finally done. They're going in the jars, and that's what you do. Can you lift that? Yes, the drop in. Okay. And there, voila. Yes. This is the grippy thing. So this is what you grip the thing from, and this is the handle. So you don't. Sorry, I'm doing a lot. So you don't want to grip it like this because the jars will fall down. But yeah, I've never seen anything until my grandma started canning, and um, ever since she been canning, I've been canning and all that. So it's kind of like in the family. But that's what you do. Oh, here's the lid, and I usually cover it up just in case, and you let that boil for about 20 to 40 minutes, just enough for the jars to seal. And that's everything. My grandmother had those. I remembered those were orange. Yep, my grandma had a pair too that was orange. But if you don't have a canning pot, they're not easy to come by. This was like $56 on Amazon, but it came with like, show you what it came with. Move in there. It came with this thing. I don't even know what this thing is, but it came with this thing. I don't know what this thing is, but it has measurements on it. You can see them very hard to see. And This is a magnet, so you can lift things up. It's a multi-purpose tool. But yeah, I have no idea what those three things are. And so everything in that came in this pot. There was instructions to it, but I think I threw them out. Like I threw everything out. But yeah, once that boils, you'll be all set. Oh, I gotta sit outside again. I'll hop by the stove. Hey, Thunder Buddy, we're gonna film you for a little bit. Only magnets and circles are kind of my hyper option. LOL. I'm weird. And the only thing is, if you ever can carrots, make sure you wear gloves because your nails become orange. But I do have gloves. I just have to have certain gloves because I can't use latex. I'm highly allergic to it. Technically, about the pickles. Okay, so there's different style pickles. So if you know, like for like they used to call them quick dills, like overnight refrigeration. So you can he's going upstairs to his mommy. So you can do the overnight refrigeration pickles, but they're nasty because then you got to use them up within a month. Um, but the it's a- like if you were to boil them, they would last for years. Like I remember my grandma used to can and she used to make bread and butter pickles. She used to make kosher dill pickles. I think it was like actually dill pickles because kosher's different. So she would make them and then she put them in the basement. She would make so many pickles. But here's the thing. If you ever use pickles, do not use the long green pickles because they become bitter. Use the pickling cucumbers because they're more sweeter. And I've always used them. So um with the carrots, you like they so the recipe calls to refrigerate them for 1 to 3 days, but I didn't want to refrigerate them. I wanted to keep them longer. So anything you keep, like anything you pickle, you might want to boil them so them to seal because these jars they won't seal on their own. And um I'll go this way. So like this is my first time making them, but it's a recipe, like the original recipe, and then I got a little dent right there. And then so that's what they look like. So it technically holds 4 jars. So these are quart size jars. They got quarts, pints, or half pints. I bought quarts because they're the wide mouth ones and they were technically on sale. But jars are expensive. Like canning is more expensive than you think it is. Like people say, oh, canning's cheap, it's an easier way. It is. But it's also like you have to have a lot of concentration. Like the math ain't that bad. But like I said, if you pickle anything, you have to double the batches up. So, okay, Thunderbuddy. So if you anything you pickle, so say you want to do like 4 quarts, each each jar is a quart. So if you do 4 quarts, then you're gonna have to double the batch. So if it calls for 1 cup of vinegar, you'll have to do 4 cups of vinegar. If it calls for 1 cup of water, you'd have to do 4 cups of water. 1 teaspoon of mustard seeds, you gotta do 4 teaspoons of mustard seeds. You can travel, buddies. So like it's pretty simple, but like the first thing so all right, the first thing I ever pickled was pickled eggs. And I had like 5 dozen of them. And I'm like, I'm not like an egg eater because eggs hurt my stomach a lot. So I can have like 1 or 2 eggs a week, but if I have any more, I just can't. So I pickled eggs, and the number one thing about pickling is you need kosher salt. You cannot use table salt. Like table salt won't cut it because kosher salt's made for cooking only. Because it's not as salty, but it has different like vitamins and minerals as the table salt has. My biggest mistake when I made pickled eggs was I did not add the salt in it because I figured, why not? I don't need it. Well, if you don't add salt, it turns your eggs brown. Um, so that's was a I mean, that was an experience that I've learned myself. So anything you pickled or I call it canning. A lot of people call it pickling. You might want to um, add kosher salt to it. Blunt man is here. Uh oh man, I wish I had one. Like I'm actually gonna grow my whole garden, I'm gonna make all vegetables. So it's all vegetables and I'm gonna do canned wax beans, um, canned pickles, canned tomatoes. And I've done pickles, I've done canned tomatoes, I've done wax beans, I've done it all. But now that my grandma's gone, it's sad because it's sad, but it's not sad because she taught me everything I needed to know about canning. So I'm gonna can those and then um okay. So I will definitely watch your live specs. And if you want, um I could send you the recipe via email if you have that. There's if you go to my bio, you'll see an email. If you email that person, which is Heather, if you email Heather, she will give you the recipe. And like there's like pickled onions and all that. And I'm not sure if I want pickled onions, but I have a recipe of pickled beets. I'm not sure if I can do that either because I don't like beets. But I love vinegar. So um I'll be doing a lot of canning. So if you want the recipes, just hit us up through email and I'll be happy to send it to you. Sharing is caring from the buddies. What? I gotta clean your paws. So this was a cooking live with the buddies. Or canning live with the buddies. Right, buddy? They only been boiling for 9 minutes. Let's go see how they're doing. Yeah, so you want to get these to a rapid boil and always make sure, oops, always make sure the jars are covered with water. If they're not covered with water they will not seal. So, like I said, it's a very simple recipe. We're gonna stare at the kitty for a second. Like, there's recipes on spicy pickles, or you can make spicy pickles. You can make pickled jalapenos, pickled carrots, red onions, dill pickles, or bread and butter. My favorite is bread and butter pickles. I love them. And like I prefer like home cooking versus like going out to eat because nothing beats home cooking. But I'm a better, cooking food, canning versus baking. Baking, I'm not good at. My dad is, but not me. So you'll see. Yeah, it's not hot yet. So you'll see the little tiny little bubbles, team. But it, um, s- like I've never pickled uh peppers before, but I think what I'm gonna do this year is I'm gonna make like you know like what goes good with peppers. So I'm gonna think what goes good with peppers, and I'm gonna do a little smorgasbord of like peppers, onions, garlic, stuff like that, and just boil it and keep it so when I want pasta sauce, I can just go boom, take it out of the basement, and there you go. Right, Thunder Buddy? Thunder Buddy don't like the pickle with me. Osiris does. But so I'm gonna be doing that this year. Like, I never thought I would actually do live cooking, but I figured I'd spice up my channel a little bit or change my channel, however you want to put the word. Um, there's a birdie over there. See, I should just zoom in on the birdie. There's a birdie on the birdhouse. So I'm gonna make pickled everything. Whatever I can pickle, I'm gonna pickle. Because if you don't, they end up going to waste. So my carrots had a good purpose for them. I filled this thing up this morning. These little guys, they can eat. They're all going in circles. Wee, there it goes. They're they're little piglets. Uh, They're little piglets. The other one lasts longer. That one doesn't, but um, they seem to like this one better because they can sit on the edge and they like to go swinging around. There's a bird right there. Oh, I forgot to fill up my suet feeder. I gotta go do that after. Uh, I'm waiting for my carrots, so those should be done in like 25 more minutes because you just want to boil them so the top seal. And look at this goofy thing. Oh, we gotta zoom. You zoomed in too much. There you go. Look at this goofy little guy. Hello, how are you? For those people who are just coming in, I just made pickled carrots, known as canning. And this is Thunder Buddy. Um, he didn't want to help me. And then this little guy, he was in the kitchen the whole entire time I was cooking. Like he just loves to be with his mommy, huh? Yeah. You just love to be with your mommy, huh? Like he'll sit, so when I start cooking, he will sit in the kitchen and he just watches me to make sure I'm doing a good job. Hey, you such a good boy. You're such a good boy. But I've never seen a cat who loves his Whiskers pet as much as he does. He's a goofy cat. Yep. So one was my helper, the other one was not my helper. And then once the carrots come out, I tip them upside down for a day or two. And then once the jar's cool, like overnight, you flip them up to the right side up and then you write the dates on them. You don't have to, but like I always do to make sure, okay, so I canned them on this day. They're good for this long. Like anything you can, it's good forever. Like, like I remember when I was a child, I used to can cucumbers and uh some of the cucumbers like they stayed way too long. Like if you made them in like 2000, they were probably good until 2010. Anything after 2010, they weren't no good. They were soggy. Raise your hip, raise your legs. Raise your leg, Thunder Buddy, raise them. So I made canned carrots today, and there's gonna be plenty more. I still got my chicken nuggets. I never ate them. And then see how the water's rapid boiling? That thing is hot. This is a canning pot. And inside here is a canning rack. So they're not boiling yet, but they will boil. See the little bubbles? This is your canning rack. These pots are not expensive. These pots are expensive, but they last forever. And there's other features that came with it. I just, didn't I don't understand the other features that came with it. So that and tonight I'm making shepherd's pie, but I am not making a line with that one. And then these are the grippers that you use it with the canning. I gotta eat my nuggets. I got 4 piece nuggets. Mm, nuggets are pretty good. Cool. Get off your paper.
So that's 4 pounds of carrots I made. 4 pounds. That was a lot of carrots. I have to make use of them. They're like better than the actual canned carrots you buy at the store. Those are disgusting. They put so many like preservatives in there and it's just not healthy. Like you can make canned anything if you set your mind to it. Right, Osiris. He knows. He's my little canning buddy. And that if you're all wondering what that jug is down there, that's for the tank. That's for our tanks, our fish tanks. We got 2, 3 gallons. Right, Osiris. Thunder buddy. So I figured it. So my lives used to be just cats, and then I switched it to nature, and then I did cooking. So I did a couple cooking lives. This time I'm doing a canning live with the buddies. Like everything I cook or can, it's always with the buddies. Um, they're part of it as well. But Osiris is more part of it because he sits in the kitchen on the floor every time I cook, no matter what. So, and then the nature lives will, some's always with them, some's with just 2 humans and no cats, some's with 2 humans and 2 cats, but it all depends. Oh, the birds are fighting. Yeah, the birds are fighting. We're gonna go see the fighting birds. So, yeah, and I'll post a short tomorrow on what they look like, how they come out. Hey, be nice, birds. Be nice. There's more than one bird feeder. So I'll do a short of that tomorrow and I'll let you know how they came out. I won't try them for maybe a month and see because they're supposed to come out so the carrots you put in are crunchy, but they're supposed to be they're not like soggy carrots. Like if you buy them from the cans, they're not soggy like that. And they're actually more fresher. But you can use baby carrots or the long carrots. I just used long because that's what I had. And yeah, first time for everything. But there'll be more pickling in my videos as well. More cooking. But I will leave you to watch the buddies. Whoa, we zoomed in on both of them. Oh boy, look at that. Look, we got pink nose. We got, I don't know what type of nose he got. Hello, Olivia. I just made pickled carrots. Something new. Like I did canning in my life, but like in my past. Makes me feel old when I say that. But I basically make pickled carrots with 4 pounds of carrots. 4 pounds. But they got still gotta boil. And that's a big canning jar, big canning pot if you never saw one. They're actually smaller. So these are the newer ones. Excuse me. But the other ones, they're actually shorter, so they only go about halfway. And I made 4 quart-sized jars of 4 pounds of carrots. Because I don't like carrots much. Like I like the baby carrots, but these were the long the long carrots, and I just don't like long carrots. And they're just like that. They just taste different to me. So I'm, I'm eating a nugget. So I made them. Tomorrow I'm making a short on how they came out. Well, I'm not gonna try them for like a month. I'm gonna put them in my basement. Um, hopefully I'll try the best. Like first time I ever canned carrots, but this year I'm doing more canning. I have a whole garden out there. I got cucumbers, tomatoes, peppers, dill, and dill you want to use when you can pickles. So I also have the yellow beans because yellow beans you can't buy in store. You can only like farm stands have them, but you can only buy them in can. And I don't like anything canned because there's too many like preservatives in there. It just tastes gross. So I'm making my own. Right? You got pink nose too. Look at that handsome little guy. And when I was making them, when I was making the carrots, she was in the kitchen the whole entire time. That guy was in the hallway, but he was in the kitchen. Every time I cook, he's always in the kitchen with me, no matter what. He has to be part of it. All right, bud. Nah, you're such a good boy. My carrots should be done in like 15 minutes. Usually I boil them for like 30 to 45 minutes because you only want to boil them until the top doesn't pop anymore, until the jars are sealed. I hear an airplane. I don't see it. Oh, I do see it. It's right here. I'll show you. It's an airplane. Can you see it? Can you see it? It's a little airplane. Oh, whew, what a day. I was kind of busy today. I did 2 lives. One was a bike ride, and then one's canning with the buddies. And of course, there's birds too. But I have to head out. I have to head out for the night. So, thank you everybody who watched. And for more, cooking lives, you can watch. You can also watch the replays if you want, but I don't watch my own replays. And there'll be more canning throughout the summer. Osiris was interested in canning. He was in the kitchen with me. But all right, thank you everybody for watching. Goodbye, good evening, good afternoon, good morning.